Well, good morning. And thank you, Carrie, for the introduction. I'm a big disappointment. I'm not the female pastor at the church.
Bless him and his word.
Bless them. It's going to be a communal sharing today. My name is D.C. Veale, and I am the Minister of Youth and Young Adults here at Youth and Missions here at Glen Mar United Methodist Church. Once again, D.C. Veale. All right, I am not the ZZ Top guy. I am not Rasputin. I am not one of the weirdos from Duck Dynasty. I'm DC. You are probably familiar with seeing me up here mostly espousing the blessings of youth ministry at Glen Mar, which I firmly believe in. But as you are aware, this is the public participation part of the service. You are aware our mission at Glen Mar is, say it with me, praising God, growing disciples, serving the world. So it is that serving the world part of my job description that I'm here to kind of share about today. Glen Mar, as you are all well aware, is a very large church. And with the large church comes a lot of very talented, passionate people that want to serve in many and a variety of ways. And because we're such a large congregation, we're very blessed to have many numerous outreach ministries, serve the world ministries, mission ministries. And it is unlikely that we are all aware of all the many ways that Glen Mar engages the world in service. Many of us sitting here are very passionate and involved and connected in a few specific service ministries, but it's unlikely that we are aware of the depth and the breadth of things that Glen Mar is connected in. And today, one of the things that Glen Mar is good at is doing ministries, large ministries, small ministries. One of the things we're not great at as a church is celebrating those ministries. So today, I feel like my job is not Minister of Youth and Mission, it is head cheerleader for serving the world, and I want to give you all an opportunity to cheer with me. So, alphabetically, in no particular order, just a few highlights of the ways that Glen Mar engages in the world. We work a lot with Ames Memorial United Methodist Church up in Baltimore. We assist with the ongoing ministries there, including food, clothing, and school supply giveaways, holiday food baskets, as well as assisting with the significant renovation efforts they've gone through for the last year for their new worship site and ongoing maintenance and repairs. Bridges to housing stability. If you're not aware, back when it was originally founded as Churches Concerned for the Homeless, Glen Mar was one of the original congregations that helped form that. Today, we partner with Bridges, their community outreaches, and contribute annually towards their Bridges budget. The cold weather shelter. Glen Mar was the founding congregation of the program, and we have hosted guests for 21 straight years. In 2 months, it'll be our 22nd straight year working with the cold weather shelter. Dancing Needles. Not a ministry that I am a member of, but it is comprised of a lot of dedicated women who knit and crochet. They make prayer shawls and baby blankets that are given to newborns, people in hospitals, and those in need of special care to remind them that people care and are praying for them. The Day Resource Center. Glen Mar was instrumental in working with Grassroots to open the Day Center 16 years ago, and then the new facility in Jessup opened 7 years ago. Glen Mar volunteers prepare and serve a meal there once a month, and to help tell us more about the Day Resource Center is my very dear friend and best Glen Martian I know, Harry Rowell.
Thanks, DC. This is not my comfort zone up here. I'm much more comfortable hiding out in the booth, being the live stream director. I think that's probably why I got involved in technology at Glen Mar I'm not even going to count the years, almost 30 years ago. But as DC said, that I'm going to talk about Grassroots, but to figure out how I get from wanting to hide in the booth to Grassroots, I have to take you back to the beginning of my story. Jen and I came to Glen Mar in 1998, and we immediately got involved in youth ministry. We had been doing middle school youth ministry at our former church, and we carried that on here. The other thing I did almost all the way back then, I think it was a year after I had been coming to Glen Mar, is I raised the microphone at the request of the sound guy, because I am a tech guy, so I pay attention. They had a men's breakfast, so I have eaten breakfast in the same room, in the same restaurant, nearly every Tuesday for 24, 25 years with this guy too. That's important, actually, because that's the place where my faith life as I knew it was kind of really challenged. What I realized at that table with those men is that the things I did for the church, I'm a technology nerd. I love playing with the video stuff in the back, and we're doing the middle school youth ministry and stuff. But the reality is those were very inwardly focused ministries, and I was challenged around the table by people like Veale and what he was doing in Baltimore. And that led to a really neat experience that changed me when we worked with Samuel F.B. Morse Elementary School down there. A whole separate story I did a video for from the church years and years ago. John Fritz, around that table, shared what he was doing with homelessness, both with the people that he met on the street and what he was doing at the Day Resource Center. Glen Mar has a very rich relationship with the Day Resource Center, but around that table is probably the first time that I really felt that nudge, that feeling that I should be doing something differently. I think that's the Holy Spirit, at least that's how I represent that in my life, but for me it was a call to I'm not diminishing anything that we do here. The music here is wonderful. The technology, I hope it's wonderful. Hopefully it can get better. But I think when around that table, when we read the gospel story, and what we do there is we really ask each other, what is it that Jesus wants us to do? How do we make it real in our lives here? And I think what he was telling me at the time is, all of this is wonderful, but you have to do the serving the world part of the mission statement. You have to get out there and do that. So I asked John about it. He invited me to do Day Resource Center. So a little bit about it. It was neat. Starting at the beginning, it really was a little bit intimidating, right? I didn't have a lot of experience with homelessness. One mission trip we did to Philadelphia years and years and years ago, they had a neat experience where you went and met them and ate with them and things, and so I wasn't overall intimidated, but right, the reality of going into a situation like this where there's lots of people who are needy and you didn't know exactly how to help. Well, this was sort of easy because they have 5 or 6 different roles that you play when you volunteer with Glen Mar for the Day Resource Center, and you go as a group. It's not just you. So what I did when I first started is I tried all the different roles. I tried them on like pairs of socks to see which one fit the best. The most obvious role that DC mentioned is the big centerpiece of what we do is provide a meal. So there's ingredients buying, there's supplies buying, there's making food, and there's serving food there. And then on the other end of that, there's cleanup and the dishes. None of that is really what I wanted to do. So I kept trying. There's a clothing and food pantry where there's a quota that each person who's there that needs stuff can do, and they do that because it is a lot of the same people week in and week out. There's an ebb and a flow of the people who do find themselves in need for all the different situations. So you can work there. The shower monitor and cleaning. You're a scheduler. You're signing people up to take a shower. You're giving them the supplies that they need. And if you like this, this is not my favorite thing to do, but I find that it's the most washing of the feet type thing that I do when I do it is the shower monitor, because in between the showers you fully clean everything. You go in and you make sure that for the next guest the shower is immaculate, and that's really cool. And then the last one that I tried was the laundry. Laundry is logistics. They're trying to fit as many people doing washing and drying and getting out of the way for the next person to wash and dry. So you have 5 washers going and 5 dryers going, and you have a sign-up sheet, and when it's the 6th person to turn, and because that first one got out of the washer, they're not there. So you find yourself running all around the place trying to find the people. So you have a big scheduling thing. And at the end of the night, you actually end up doing the laundry for all the people who took the showers, because that's all Day Resource Center things. So that's really cool. I find this highly ironic that eventually I fell into a position that I pretty much do every time I go back, and that's laundry. And I think that's funny because at home, I'm not allowed to do the laundry. There was a small sweater incident about 30 years ago. A small sweater incident. Yeah. So, but once a month on a Saturday for 2 hours, that's where the Glen Mar team is there. I am the laundry guy, and it makes me happy. There are other things that Grassroots does. Glen Mar has a rich history with Grassroots. Many of you here may have served. We have the Day Resource Center. I think we make meatloaf once a month on Thursdays, and I thought I heard you say 24 years we've been doing that. That's amazing to me. And then the cold weather shelter is part of our relationship with Grassroots. I want to close by saying that I'm going to have a kind of a scary surgery in March, and I had to have a conversation with my boss because I had already told him that I'm going on the Guatemala mission trip, and I had already told him that Jen and I are doing a 4-week road trip in April and May. And the surgery is right in between. And so there's going to be about 10 weeks that I'm not at work over an 11-week period this year. That started a lot of conversations about life. And it turns out he has the exact same medical problem that I do, so we kind of really got into it. And what was fascinating me is through those conversations, I didn't push this, but he eventually said to me, "Hey, Harry, I think I'm supposed to be doing more. I think I want to figure out how to serve." Guess what I invited him to do? Day Resource Center. Thank you.
Other ways that Glen Mar serves, we collect food on a quarterly basis and support food closets at my sister's place in Ames Memorial. Pretty much every Sunday, you'll probably notice the gift card sales table out there. Through the sales of gift cards, Glen Mar has generated over $250,000 worth of proceeds, which go to support a wide variety of ministries here at the church. The Grassroots meals, which we've talked about, Glen Mar provides a meatloaf dinner once a month for guests at the shelter for the past 24 years. Habitat for Humanity. Glen Mar volunteers monthly working on Habitat homes in Baltimore. We've helped complete over a dozen homes, actually I'm going to say over 15 homes, and have worked on many more. And in addition, we've donated almost $250,000 towards home construction. And then something near and dear to my heart are the mission trips that we've done. In my time from when I started at Glen Mar, which would be just about 27 years, Glen Mar has sponsored 121 mission trips through 20 different organizations to 19 towns or cities in 12 different states and 7 foreign countries, with a little over 3,800 participants. And our next mission trip is in less than 2 months. I would like to introduce my very dear friend and best Glen Martian I know, Molly Sellers, to talk about mission trips.
Hello. Hi, Glen Mar. As many of you might know, my name is Molly Sellers, and while you normally see me singing on stage, today I'm here to talk to you about mission trips. Missions have always been a very important thing in my family. Even before I was born, my parents were going on mission trips. During their college years, they went on a bunch of mission trips, including one international trip. When I was little, my dad would go on mission trips during the summer with Glen Mar, and I would be waiting for my time to come. Now, I have gone on many mission trips, and my favorite trip was this past year when we took our second trip to North Carolina. My mission crew was paired with our homeowner, Miss Irma, and we were in for some surprises. As many of you may know, our mission motto is Semper Gumby, which means always flexible. Our group leader, Dan Kagi, chose our house because he thought it would be inside work. Instead, all of our work was outside. So we started out demoing part of our front deck. We used our hammers to take off side railings of Miss Irma's house. I know some of you are thinking, I can't use a hammer, I'm more of a creative person. Well, not everything on the work site uses power tools or a hammer and nail. One of my favorite tasks on the job site was when we got to paint the front deck. While the process looked simple, it was not. We had to make sure to paint every little crevice and to not get paint on all of Miss Irma's stuff. And trust me, she had a lot of stuff. In the end, we painted the deck to the best of our abilities, and the deck turned out great. To go on mission trips, you don't need to know how to hold a hammer or paint some wood. We can teach you all that. I know it might be embarrassing to be taught by a 17-year-old like me, but I can teach you all you need to know about construction. However, mission trips are also about spreading Jesus' word. This is not my strong suit. If you need help with that, talk to my mom. She can talk to her friends for hours, or just our homeowner for a couple of minutes, which really made a difference in Miss Irma's day. Some people go on mission trips for the construction, but I can name countless others who go on them for the fellowship and the friends they have made along the way. My favorite form of fellowship is music, and I love to bring it on mission trips. When you think of the Sellers family, one of the things you probably think of is music. 3/4 of our family participate in the praise band on a regular basis, and if you know anything about my dad, you know he's going to bring a guitar to every church event. One of my favorite parts of a mission trip is all the music that we have. You can't have a mission trip without music. Every single mission trip I've been on has had some form of music. We generally have 2 worship services, both of which include music, but music is played throughout the week. This year we got to have a pretty big praise band during our mission trip, and I was so excited when the mission band got together to plan the musical elements for the worship service. It was like we had this whole mini music community, and it was so cool. These musical people allowed us to bring music to the community every single day, and I'm so grateful that I got to be a part of it. If you want to be involved in the music on future mission trips, talk to my dad when we get closer to the next mission trip, and he can set you right up. Mission trips are also a great place to make friends, and I would know. I still keep up with my group chat of friends from the last mission trip almost 6 months after the trip ended, which gets hundreds of messages every single week. While you participate in a lot of construction on mission trips, you also get a lot of free time after you work. As you can see above, I enjoyed playing board games with my friends, my favorite game being Secret Hitler. I know this game doesn't sound very church appropriate, but I learned how to play the game from Pastor Alex Thomas, so I think it's pretty okay. Playing games is so fun at mission trips, and you don't have to be a youth to play. I can name countless times where many adults got together to play games, and you could hear them laughing and discussing from down the hall. If you don't want to find people to play games with, the mission team will generally plan a night or 2 for fun activities like games for the whole group to participate in. You can participate in the community in any way you want, and mission trips are a great place to do that. This year was special for mission trips as we had the most women go on mission trips in a while. And while this is great, we need to keep going. Mission trips need women. While men are great, they can't get the job done like a woman can. I can name countless times where my mom or Miss Eloise got the mission group together and created a plan to get the job done ASAP, or where their teacher voice would come out. We need more of that on mission trips. If you are a woman or just someone considering mission trips, I would seriously encourage you to try one. I promise you, you'll enjoy something on the mission trip, whether it be construction, the music, the games, or something else entirely I haven't mentioned. Something on the trip will catch your eye, and all you need to do is just take the step of going on your first mission trip to find out. Before you know it, you can even be like me, as this summer I received my Lifetime Achievement Award for going on my 5th mission trip at Glen Mar. Or you could be like my dad, who received his Lifetime Service Award for going on his 10th mission trip at Glen Mar. Everyone can go on a mission trip. You just have to take that first step. You don't have to go on 10. You don't even have to go on 5. You just have to try one to see if it's the right one for you. And I promise you, it probably will be. Thank you.
Well done. To be honest, my favorite memory of Molly on a mission trip was when she was in utero, when her mom Jen came on a mission trip with us. So Molly was arguing that she should have got recognized for 6 mission trips this year. Other ways that Glen Mar serves, we work with HopeWorks and our Jewels for Hope. HopeWorks is an organization in Howard County that exists to support and advocate for people affected by sexual and intimate partner violence. They run the emergency shelter, and Glen Mar partners by hosting our Jewels for Hope fundraiser annually, which is the largest fundraiser HopeWorks has each year. We have in the past and are now again working with Manna House, which provides the homeless and poor of Baltimore City with assistance and support to move towards independence and stability. They help transform people's lives by feeding them first and then offering case management, showers, clothing, and health care. Glen Mar supports them financially, and we volunteer to serve breakfast there once a month. Sleep in Heavenly Peace. Glen Mar was actually a huge part of the founding of the local chapter of this national organization, whose mission is to make sure that every kid in our community has a bed of their own. In 6 years, Sleep in Heavenly Peace has built over 500 beds for kids in Howard County. Glen Mar has provided space, financial support, and volunteers. Sleep in Heavenly Peace supported Glen Mar when we built 60 beds for a mission organization in North Carolina just this past October. We have a social justice group here at Glen Mar. The group educates itself on the many social justice issues to be addressed in our community, and they respond both by addressing crises and thinking strategically. And then there's Home of Our Own. Glen Mar helped birth this nonprofit that provides Howard County residents with essential furniture and household items promptly and at no cost to them, enhancing their safety, well-being, and quality of life. We volunteer at their facility and support them financially, and here to tell you more is my very dear friend and best Glen Martian I know, Betty Pearson.
Thank you. Thank you. He has a lot of dear friends here, doesn't he? Oh, I have to put my glasses on and now you'll be blurry. But I have to have them for my reading. I am Betty Pearson, and I am the founder and president of Home of Our Own. We are a 4-year, all-volunteer nonprofit providing furniture and household goods free of charge to individuals and families coming out of difficult situations. Those situations can be, of which we've already mentioned, could be homelessness. It could be physical needs. It can be mental abuse. It covers a whole gambit of things, though we started out as saying it was a mission to help those in homeless situations. But our mission has grown to cover in a lot of different areas. This year, don't get lost in the numbers, but we have assisted 118 homes. This consists of 163 adults, including 214 children of all ages. This is a very well-established county in the state of Maryland, and the needs are still very great here. We can only serve, being the size that we are, we can only serve Howard County at this time. But I don't want you to get lost in the numbers, but become part of the support that we need. Instead of saying Home of Our Own all the time, I'm going to say who, so you'll know what I'm talking about. Who supports over 24 established programs here in Howard County. These programs, they refer our clients to us with a referral packet that we've provided to them, filled out on the needs of our clients. Once these referrals are received, our volunteers, and again, we are all volunteers, take this referral packet and they go and visit the family one-on-one. They go to their home, take a visit. They want to give back dignity and find out what their needs are and choice. Once the visit is made and you walk into an apartment or a home, a townhome that's empty. Most people have lost everything, even during the house fires that we've had here in Howard County. So our volunteer then goes back to our warehouse, which currently is not ours, and we are in need of a permanent facility. So keep that in mind if you know of anybody that has connections here in the county. We go back, we pick out furniture, we take pictures of the furniture, and then we send it to the clients so they can have a look and have choice. And it gives back choice and dignity again to them. And then once all of the items are put together, a delivery is made to the home. All of us, each and every one of us, we need to serve and to be part of a community, whether within our county, a school, our job, or a place to worship. We need to be part of community. And we've talked about that here at church all the time, of how Glen Mar is part of community, and I thank them for that. We all deserve also a safe and healthy place to call home. One of the many pieces of advice I have received over the many times, and I need all the advice I can get, and I believe DC was one of these that shared this with me, was that you can't do it by yourself. And how true that is. It has taken a team of volunteers to share their ideas, to give of their energy and their support. Who needs all kinds of volunteers? We need in-kind donations, furniture, household items, all in good condition, and we pick up. Who also needs volunteers to serve on many different teams, and a list of those teams are out on a table out in the gathering place. Who needs your financial support? And I thank Glen Mar for the help that they have provided us in that fashion. And who needs your prayers in order to continue and to move forward? And hopefully one day, I would like to say we're put out of business because we're not needed in this county. Please stop by the table in the gathering place and get information about our website and about our Facebook page and about the information that we can share with you of the teams that are available. I do have a short story. I met a lady when this first was laid on my heart as a mission to do. I was on Free Cycle, and a lady said she needed a toaster, and I happened to have a toaster. I called the lady, brought by a toaster to her. She was in her apartment. She'd been there for 3 months, at least 3 months, had 2 small children. She had a roof over her head, but not one piece of furniture. She had been eating and living, sleeping off the floor. So our goal is to not have that happen anymore. I would like to share a short video with you about what we are all about. And hopefully this will show you a little bit about what we do and the completion of our goal.
To look like this.
That video we did not request. The mother of those 2 girls did that for us. And that was after the furniture had been delivered. Have your children, or do you know of someone that's got excited because they have a bed? And that's what that was all about. And I just thanked her for being willing to do that and share, and then let us share it with you all. The rewards are not monetarily that we get, but we have our clients also say, well, I don't think I can ever give back. I can't help in some way. And one of the sayings that we tell our clients is that sometimes it just takes a smile. If you're outside in a store and you see somebody that maybe might be going through a difficult time, just give them a smile. And that might make their day because you're noticing them and you're seeing them. So the rewards that we have is the smiles that say it all to us. Thank you.
And just a final set of ministries that Glen Mar engages with, Steps of Hope Guatemala. This is a Christian learning resource center that supports the children of Santa Maria de Jesus by empowering them and their families to live abundant lives filled with educational opportunity. We have supported them financially for several years and are sending our first mission team there in 2 months. Wish Upon a Star has been going on for years, supporting families at Christmas time, and most recently in 2024, Glen Mar donated gifts and grocery store gift cards to 144 people. We also made donations to Grassroots and Steps of Hope in Guatemala. The 30-hour famine is something our confirmation class has participated in for about 23 years. They've raised donations in support of World Vision of about $150,000. Operation Christmas Child has collected about 2,400 shoebox gift packages at Christmas time over a 19-year period. And then the Day of Service. We're 1 week away from our 11th annual event. We've had roughly 6,200 people volunteer to serve in almost 30 different ministry areas, including packaging over 400,000 meals for at-risk populations. And here to talk about that a little more is, I don't know how good a Glen Martian, but he is a very dear friend of mine, me. In the summer of 2024, the Glen Mar Mission Board was encouraged by the then chair of the board, Bruce Leuthold, to think of a way we could expand our mission ministries by finding a process that would allow us to connect an event with multiple ministry partners from our community. At the same time, we wanted to create a large public-facing event that would attract many people to encourage involvement with serving others. This was the humble beginning of the Day of Service. Our two main goals for the first event in January 2015 were to provide opportunities for families of all ages to serve together and to reach beyond the walls of Glen Mar to attract participation by community members. We wanted all the activities we hosted to be child-friendly and specifically target involvement by children and youth. We also wanted to make sure people knew they didn't have to belong to Glen Mar or any church in order to serve others. We decided to hold this event on Martin Luther King Jr. Day in recognition of the life and ministry of Dr. King and his focus on helping others through service. When all was said and done, our evaluation of the first day of service revealed that 50% of the participants were 18 years old or younger, and that 40% of the participants were non-Glen Mar members. We felt we'd accomplished both of our goals, and with a lot of positive feedback and testimonies from participants, we moved forward to grow the event and make it an annual activity. Now, from the start, one of the most popular activities has been the meal packaging event. Whether it was in Youth Lounge or the Music Suite or eventually right here in the Spirit Center, it's always been the focal point for people's involvement. It is a swarming hive of activity for 6 or 7 hours every day of service. It's a loud, joyful jumble of all ages and races working together with a common desire to help feed those in need. There is really a beauty in seeing multiple generations in a family serve at the same station, with children standing on chairs so they can reach the ingredients. It's equally beautiful to see strangers coming together at a packing station and learning how the desire to help others extends across church membership and age boundaries. We've had several long-time popular activities. No-sew blanket making has always been a big hit. Other than occasionally needing help with the scissors, children are capable of working with the fleece and are glad to know the finished products are typically used in children's and youth ministries. Our cookie decorating room is always filled and bustling. It's like coloring with crayons and paper, except we use colored frosting and sprinkles and cookies. Children can exhibit endless creativity, and the finished products have been used to thank teachers, firefighters, and as Valentine treats to senior citizens. Another activity that we've hosted every year is a card writing room where participants are asked to create or write cards to a wide range of people. Many of the youth and adults write very touching messages, while children can color pictures or scrawl their names inside. We have gathered thousands of cards over the years, and this year we will be making Valentine cards for residents of assisted living facilities in Howard County, as well as retired military members who will be traveling to Washington, D.C. through honor flight. We have always wanted to go outside of our church walls to work on-site with some of our strategic partners. Sleep in Heavenly Peace has been a wonderful ministry partner for the last 5 years, with Glen Mar being one of their largest supporters and literally sponsoring their first bed build, which happened to be on the day of service in 2019. With the goal of making sure that no kid sleeps on the floor in our town, it's a wonderful opportunity for young people and adults to work together in service to the children of Howard County. And there's so much more. We've had this year we have 12 on-site and 6 off-site activities. We can talk about the metrics of how many hundreds of pillowcases, fishing kits, no-sew hats, jump ropes, spiritual bracelets, and dozens of other crafts that we've produced over the years. 6,200 participants, over 400,000 meals packaged. Hundreds of people fed a free grilled cheese sandwich and chili lunch. And as the band returns to the stage, what's most important is the lives that are impacted. Every single participant walks away knowing that they have committed time, energy, and passion towards making life better for others. People are joyful and inspired that they can work together with their family in service to a greater cause. And there are countless thousands of people who receive the fruits of our communal labor at Day of Service. The hope and the prayer is that these unknown members who are children of God can go on to bless others because they've been blessed by us who have been blessed by God. The 2025 Day of Service is next Monday, January 20th from 8:30 to 4:30. There's still room to sign up for participation through the Glen Mar website. Thank all of you to being part of a community that fully believes and commits to serving the world. Amen.